But when you see the P word on a screen, on an Apple Watch.
I don't like that word, so I'm going to put it in here with cuss
and
words.
bleep that out.
No, don't bleep it.
Okay. When you see that word, they were sending porn links of things to watch.
It just hits different when they cheat with somebody you know.
Know about the iCloud.
Right.
Know about the iCloud.
Got to delete off all the devices. It doesn't delete.
Don't be shady.
Oh, well, you know.
Don't be shady. Welcome back to the Got Her Back podcast.
What are you doing?
Hi, Maggie.
Oh, look at that hair. You got it cut. I love it.
It was really funny because I am like a creature of nature, so I always walk in and it's like same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like blonder, same. Do it. You know, She knows I'm going to say the same thing every single time. Cover my grays, make it blonder. And, you know, and so I walked in. It was just very random that day. I was like, you know what? I think I just chop it all off. And the whole place like stopped, 3 of the girls, and turned around and just, what? And I was like, well, y'all are freaking me out now. I thought it would be, you know, I could always put extensions back in, you know, just a change. Like, why do girls do that? I know there's a psychology behind it. Like, we do this when
you need change.
I need to change.
One time I was pregnant and I wanted like red, like clown red.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like... And so I think it was just like the girls, and they were like, "You have to sign a waiver." I'm like, "Sign a waiver?
Why? Like
I
sign
don't know.
a
You're
waiver?
making me stress." Like I wanted to be like, I said, "I want to be Reba Mac." I said, "Oh no, not Reba McEntire." I said, "I want to be Desperate Housewives Red."
Dang. And you did it? Did you like it, or did you not like it?
No,
or you didn't do it?
I did it when I was pregnant with Taryn,
okay.
And then I was like, "What in the world?"
I was feeling myself like instantly. Like I was like,
you should. Like, you look
so fun. And but then I didn't tell Gabriel at all because I just walked in and was like, chop it. And so he was like, hey, how's the hair appointment? You looking all good? Can't wait. I was like, oh yeah, I love it. He's like, okay, well, he always says if you like it, I'm happy. And so he was sitting outside on the patio when I walked up, and I walked up around the house and walked up, and he was like, oh my, he was like, I love it. Yeah. Cause on the way home, I was like, I don't even know if he likes like short hair. I didn't think this all the way through. You know what I mean? But then again, it's like, it's your hair, you know?
I know. So. Like on the dating, I've like had guys go, would you grow your hair out? And I was like, no. I won't.
People will ask on the dating app if you'll grow your hair out. Fuck off. If I want to grow my hair out, I'll decide to grow my hair out.
When people told me that me cutting my hair off took 10 years off of me, I'm like, I'm never having long hair again. Done.
It's funny, like, because I'll be walking places, people are like, oh, that hair. Like, I don't ever get hair comments. You know what I mean? So, like, it's like good getting those little... you know, compliments. So what's new with you, Maggie?
Oh, you know, just Shiggy started kindergarten.
Oh, back to school week.
Yeah. Yes. And Taryn is moving to college. So I got one going into kindergarten and one going to college.
Gosh,
am I crazy?
Your gap is so wild. Like, but I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Actually, when Brylan was graduating, I think Brylan was graduating and Maddie was going to kindergarten.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing. I just had a middle, and you just didn't have the middle in there.
Right.
But yeah, I did the same thing. So yeah, I think it's fine. And them two are still close.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maddie, we have a group family chat that's always going. And later in the other day, she texted Brylan like, I love you, Bubba.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Brylan.
That's
you know?
so sweet.
So I was like, that's so cute. She remembered. And
you got a birthday coming up tomorrow. Oh yeah, girl.
I'm going to be double 4s.
Oh yeah. That's going to be a great year because it's divisible by 11 4 times.
I'm excited.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, I'm really excited about my birthday. Everybody keeps asking. I'm like, I just want to like.
Boo, we're gonna do something.
You did the same thing the last 2 years, where you're like, I don't want, you know, and but it's like really like how I feel. You know what I mean?
You're like, how I feel.
Yeah. So my niece is having surgery that day on my birthday. Something in my family always happens on my birthday. And so it was so funny because I took her to her surgeon to meet her new surgeon last week. He was like, well, we could get you in, you know,
quick
on this day. And she looks at me, I'm like, it's my birthday, go for it. You know, let's do this, you know. So she needs it like quickly. So I was like, so don't put it off. You know? Yeah. So
what are we talking about
today? Your person, your boyfriend, your husband, your whoever you're seeing, their phone is sitting there, okay? And they're asleep. Do you go through it? Or do you not? That's what I want to talk about today. I have this conversation all the time with women.
Yeah, and men.
Yeah, I did. I chatted with my son. I've chatted with my son about it. I've chatted with Gabriel about it. And we chat about it a lot, get different opinions. And everybody has a big opinion about this. And it's always like very different. So how do you feel about going through like having access or just maybe like going through somebody's phone? Like I know that you've done it. I've done it.
Yeah, for sure. I will definitely own up and say that me going through a phone is for sure an insecurity. For sure, 100% an insecurity, but it's also due to trauma that I've been through. So there's a reason why I'm like that. Now, do I need to work on that? Of course. But, you know, like...
But does there need to be a trigger for you to do that, or do you just always feel inclined to do that?
I don't think I feel inclined. I think, you know, with dating, this is probably so fucked up. Here, let me go ahead and put a 20 in there and start us off. One from earlier. This is probably like so fucked up. I got two for 20. Is because I have this mindset of like, well, I might as well go through it now and figure out, like, are they hiding anything? Because I've had so many men in my life hide.
You have a rip the Band-Aid off mentality.
Like, just rip it off because, you know, like, if they say they are who they are and they don't have anything to hide, then when I look, I shouldn't find anything. You know, there's an old saying. You look, you shouldn't look, because if you look, you're going to find something.
Yeah. It's true. It is true. And I was... in my past, you know, in my past marriage, like I always felt inclined. And me and Brylan and Gabriel were having this discussion last night. So I was like, hey, this is a topic about tomorrow. Like, what are y'all's input on it? I would love to have a guy's input on it. And it's interesting because they both said, like, I feel like if you're in a super, you know, you've had these talks, you're intertwined, you're living together, you're married, you've had this conversation, whatever, you should be able to do that. Now, if you're just like dating-ish, they're like, that feels so violated. And like, if I've, like Gabriel said, like, you know, if I've let them know, like they're, you know, I'm still, you know, dating around or whatever, like, I don't want them to touch my phone. You know what I mean? Because, and, you know, Brown's the same way. But in the past, I was having the conversation with them and I was like soul searching myself. Like, when is the first time I did that in my marriage? And I think it started like when we were dating, like not that long. He actually left, he got a new phone, left his old phone, and he was out all the time. You know, like he was always at the clubs. And so one night it's sitting there, right? And I'm like, And I don't know that there was codes on those little flip phones back then. I don't think. And so you could I found a charger that fit, plugged that bad boy in, and I went to town for hours. And I was like shook because the whole time that we had been dating, I mean, there was like, so many girls in that phone, you know, that I was like traumatized. And I think that set the tone for the whole relationship because every single time I would look, there would be something. There was never, not one time, that there was not something.
I know that in 10 years that we've been friends, for sure. And as we've gotten so close, I know for you, like that didn't change for you. Like,
correct. That never changed for
your
me.
Entire relationship, marriage. Now that you're bringing up from dating,
well, then
all the way to the end.
Well, then when I was also talking about it with the guys, I was like, well, But, sadly, Megan's situation was much different because she didn't have intimacy in her relationship. And so that already gave, worries and insecurities.
That would be
It gave lots of insecurities already. And so when she would ask for the passcode and say, hey, well, like, just show me, like, I need this, like, validation, like, just show me. He wouldn't allow that. And he held so tight onto that. And I remember me going, oh, Megan, he ain't gonna, you remember when I thought I could come over there after church and be like, have like
a sit down
and like talk some sense into him. And so I was like, I really did. I tried. And he just hit the table, got up, he was so upset and was like, I just need to be able to keep one thing to myself. And not only did he keep that, he went as far as to get a whole nother phone account, so you couldn't see anything, which I think that was very triggering for you because what? You go get your own, you don't even want to share an account with me so I can maybe see calls or anything. I mean, you can't see that much, but you don't even want anybody to see that much.
It's on my boundary list. Like, I for sure will not get into another relationship where it's serious, right? Where we have had the talk, where we are probably living together or married, where I run blind again. I won't run blind on.
But you were always having to do that.
Yes.
And I remember saying, like, hey, like, give her, like, do you see how upset she is? You see how insecure she is? Like, give her this, like, ease her mind. You can put all of this to rest. If everything you're saying is true, then just say, here, babe, you can see all this. There's nothing there.
If you have nothing to hide.
Yeah, but it was so like, and that's, when they say, like, when you get so defensive, I mean, it was just like jarring to me. I was just like, what just happened? I've never seen this side. And why is it such a big deal? Like, I think you actually got up crying and went to bed. But still, nothing got ever resolved. It was just like, well, we're at this
crossroads,
and it's either like quit or I accept it. And I felt like you just had to eat it.
Yeah.
And so mine just kind of went because I would feel decent and then I would see a pattern come back. Mm-hmm. I would see, like,
it would be distant to you because you would voice it to me
and just wouldn't I would become completely invisible, and
when he was having affairs,
I would see that I was completely invisible again. And it was just such a weird feeling. It was like I didn't exist. Mm-hmm. And like the wardrobe would change, it would get a little matchier. More cologne, more this, more, like, it's so obvious. And so that would spike it for me until I couldn't handle it. And I'd be like, but for me, it was always the Apple Watch. Get your man an Apple Watch.
Yeah. And so people, ladies, gentlemen, if you don't know, Carrie, can you go ahead and tell us the trick about Apple Watches that most people don't know?
Well, it's funny because I feel like people, and this could go for iPads as well, because I hear it with iPads as well. I have a very, very, very great friend that got divorced because of an iPad, because of them bringing an iPad into the house and the cloud syncing it all and everything. So with the watch, he would be really private about his phone, but leave his watch randomly. Forget to put it on, forget it in the shower. He would just forget the watch. And I think because he thought if he deleted from his phone that it deleted from the watch. And so it doesn't. You have to go delete everything, I guess, on the watch. And so I could always count on that damn watch to, like, tell me what was going on. And so I can't even tell you how many times. The first time I ever went into the watch, we had went to your house, and it was Mother's Day.
I remember.
And Brylan
and it was bitch. like, what?
Brylan, and it wasn't even that I thought an affair was going on. It really wasn't. It was, I thought that my oldest son and him had
like a tiff.
And they weren't telling me. That's really what it was, because they were extra standoffish that day. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I feel like something's going on. And so, of course, when we get home, he, retreats upstairs to the media room, doesn't, games, whatever he would do. Like, he would just disappear completely. I showered, getting ready for bed, doing everything. And I glance over and there's that watch staring at me. And I'm like, maybe there's a conversation in there between the two and maybe it'll tell me something going on. And so that's originally why I did it. I didn't think of anything else. But when you see the P word on a screen, on an Apple Watch.
I don't like that word, so I'm going to put it in here with the cuss
and
words.
bleep that out.
No, don't bleep it.
Okay. When you see that word, when you're scrolling, it literally, quite literally, is all caps, jumps at you because of, I just never see that word. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was going through it. The girls were labeled, like, coded on the sides. I didn't know any of their names. They had codes on the side, like two letters.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
And so I click on it, and it originally started out like it was fine. I'm scrolling actually pretty fast. I'm like, oh, this is nothing, this is nothing, this is nothing. And then that word comes out, and I was like, skirt. And I had to, like, scroll back up, like, bitch. Then I text you, bitch. I'm, like, taking pictures of every single, there were so many detailed, explicit messages in there that you're just, like, in shock. Yeah. I remember I texted you and I texted my sister. And I'm, like, sending pictures of it. They were sending porn links of, like, things to watch. And I'm just like, what? And he never knew how I knew. And in fact, I'm the crazy one that cannot say anything for a week. So he didn't know for a whole week.
I remember. I'd be like,
you're like, did you say something? I'm like, nah, I'm just watching this fool.
I'm like, oh, my Lord, have mercy. I cannot. I'm like, if you haven't said something, I would have already
I can be so chill. It's like my superpower. No. I feel like I'm like my dad, you know? Like, he's like unaffected. I was like unaffected. But at that point, it happened so many times. You're just like, numb. I was just kind of like, thank you, Lord. Like, I needed to see that, but I didn't even confront him about it. I was texting with my sister while I was at a hair appointment the next week about it. Mm-hmm. And I accidentally texted him like, oh, bitch, he says he's going on a run. And I put in quotation marks. And he's like, what? I am on a run. And so it sparked, like, the conversation about it. And so, yeah, Apple Watches, iPads. People don't realize that the iPads and the phones, the camera roll sync, so screenshots and crazy nude photos, just so much you can find in a camera roll. So much.
Yeah, here's how I used to do it. I used to be sitting in the car and we'd be like on a road trip and I would like have sunglasses on and I'd cut my eyes to the left and memorize the code. And then I would...
You would have to do that?
Yeah, because I never had the code.
That's what I was going to wonder. Like, I know that you did go into it a couple times, like once or something. And that's what I was trying to think last night. Like, how did she get in it if you would never...
That time, the last time when I finally was like, this is enough, it just hits different when they cheat with somebody you know. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. But like, whenever, it was our son that we lost. It was Tristan's birthday. So I started guessing like you did, how yours was your birthday. Mine was Tristan's birthday. So that was the code. Yeah. So,
and see, that pisses you off even more because I was like, your block is my birthday?
Yeah.
But you're throwing the P word out there. Like, y'all are like talking like this while you're married. And my birthday is your passcode. How twisted is that? Don't use my birthday for your passcode?
Girl, I think the first time that I can remember was probably when I was pregnant with Taryn, and he was in the clubs a lot as well. And he came home, and somehow I'd gotten the code to his phone and looked at it, and there was a girl on her knees, butt naked, on a bed, sending him, nudes. And I was like, I lost it.
You didn't wait for a week to tell him?
No, I lost it. I ended up in the hospital because I was so, my anxiety got so bad, and I was afraid I was going to lose him. It was bad. And he let me go by myself. I'm crying and throwing up because of my anxiety, and I went by myself to the hospital.
So see, I think you do have to prepare yourself if you're going to venture onto this.
Yeah, you're going to look.
I think if you're going to look, you need to be prepared to do whatever you're going to do when you find it.
Right.
Because I don't feel like I was ever prepared. So it just caused so much more hurt and damage, and I wasn't doing anything necessarily about it. So I almost feel like you have to make this decision. Yeah. Okay,
are you going to tolerate it?
I might find something, and what if I do find something? Yeah.
Now in dating, because that's a boundary for me. That's that's what happened when we talked about it in a previous episode when I went to Cabo, and it just became an issue because I'm not going to tolerate anyone that has a girl as a friend that talks to him on a daily basis or all day, every day. And I'm in a supposed to be committed relationship. I'm just not going to do it. It's just, it's something I don't want to tolerate. Now that could be okay for somebody else, or maybe if I got to know that girl or whatever, but it's just a boundary for me.
And that's what I remember asking you too, was I
tolerated that for so long.
What could you do now that would have made that better? And I don't know what could have made that better other than him introducing y'all quickly and y'all forming some kind of friendship and agreement or a group chat, or you know what I mean? What could that be? But it's
it was the best thing for me because I wasn't physically attracted to him. And so, looking back, it was the best. Yeah, I was settling because I thought maybe I should try the nice guy route. No, I'm not going to ever not be physically attracted to my significant other. I will just wait it out.
Yeah.
I will wait it out.
It's important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's
that's
probably
super
my
important.
number one on my list. 1 and 2 was got to be attracted, need somebody truthful. Got to be attracted, need somebody truthful. Yeah.
And then I would question myself, am I what is wrong with me? Because I would. There were times I would do it more. I feel like once you open that door,
it's like Pandora's box.
It's you can't stop either. And I'm just admitting it. I couldn't, because it was just you're just sitting there sabotaging your own heart over and over and over. And so, it's just when you're tracking somebody and you're just, it will be all consuming to you sometimes. So I will say in my relationship now, I've never had that feeling to go through his phone. You know what I mean? I have his code, he has my code, and I've never felt one bit of a pull to go look at that phone.
Girl, do you know how many?
And never have.
I don't know if I've ever told you this or not, but do you know, because I never had my ex-husband's location, I went as far as buying those things, the GPS locators on Amazon.
And you're just now telling me this? Did you use it?
I put it on there, and then I don't know, for some reason, you know what I did? I put it on there. I walked in the house. I sat there.
You thought about it.
I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't even want to know.
You're this is...
I don't want to know. Yeah. I don't want to know. I already know it. I already know this from the phone.
I did not know that, yes. Megan.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
But that's the thing is that's the part where I feel in a relationship where if you have full transparency,
and
right?
if you're safe, if you're in a safe, committed relationship, you may not even have the urge. I've dated guys and they're like, do you want to look at my phone? Do you want my code? Do you want my location? And I'm not even in a serious relationship with them just because I've tell them that is an issue. And so if you're in a safe, secure relationship where you both are committed, because it takes two people, and if you both have nothing to hide, then it's going to be a non-factor. It's going to be a non-issue.
It's literally
you should
never
have a code.
Talked about.
Especially if you're married, you should have location. If you're married, you should have location. There should be nothing off limits. You don't get privacy when you're married.
Do you know what? I always say this. I feel like in every episode, something's wrong with me. I feel like in every episode, I hear myself saying, one time my counselor said in a therapy session.
No, there's nothing wrong with counseling.
In a therapy session, and it was a couples therapy session after one of these things happened. She or he, I don't even remember which one it was, but said, you should both have both of y'all's basically a password to everything and location. So that would, he said, meaning your email, your social media, your Instagram, your Facebook, and be like, here it all is. And it made complete sense because he said, not because, not necessarily
to check it.
It's an accountability thing and a heart check for you too, because you are going to funnel every conversation you have through. Would this hurt her if she saw it? Would this damage our relationship if she saw this? So instead of sending what you might have because it's going to be a secret, now that it could possibly be seen. So you hold yourself more accountable. And I'm like, I actually really love that whole scenario. And I was like, that should totally be the thing. Gabriel has computers. They're always up. They're never locked. Right. It's just,
I think you should have full transparency. Bank accounts, checking accounts, all of that.
But I don't go, ooh, let me have that let me go see what's going on all this.
It's human nature that if someone tells you can't have something, you're going to want it more. You're going to want it more because then it's like, okay, well, what are you hiding?
We say that all the time. Yeah. I tell him all the time, don't tell me what to do, because if you tell me not to do it, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And I'm going to want to do it. I'm rebel spirit. I'm going to want to do that because you told me that I can't do it.
That's right.
And he is the same exact way. So we don't tell each other what we can or can't do. And we always laugh about it and tell everybody that. We're like, we can't tell each other what to do. They'll just go do it,
Yeah.
So it's true. Like, you're going to tell me, oh, no.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you want to see what I'm typing over here because I'm not showing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with our friends. Same with my kids. Same with, if they're like, no, you can't see. You're like, dang, what is this? I want to see all of a sudden. Or if they whisper or, you're like, what's that about?
We want y'all to hit us on our socials. We want you to tell us, what are your thoughts? Should you go through the phone? Should you not go through the phone? And should you have the lock code or you should not have the lock code?
Or should it be, some people think that is completely private and that's a violation,
Right.
So I almost kind of see if I wasn't doing anything and I've been so transparent with you and then I see you digging through all my stuff all the time, I would feel a little violated.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I would be like, hey, what is this coming? Where is this coming from? I do feel like I would maybe feel that way.
Do you know what I do to always and people I've learned are not always going to do what you do.
Exactly.
Right. But I'm not going to change who I am, which is a good person, which is truthful. What I do, and I did it in my marriage, I do it now when dating. If my phone beeps or rings and I'm with somebody that I care about, and that even if I'm just dating, I will be like, I'll tell them who it is, or I won't answer in front of them. I'll be like, oh, if I'm just dating and I'm not committed, I'll be like, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to answer that. And if they ask me more questions, if they don't say anything, then I don't say anything. If they ask more questions, don't ask me because I'm going to tell you the truth and you may not want to hear it. But if I'm in a committed relationship, I want them to feel safe.
That's interesting because I think that we do that too. I think that's just a respect thing.
Right,
I'll be like, oh, that was sprawling. I'll just call him back in a little bit. Yeah. Or, I don't
ever want you to wonder. And my ringer's always on.
My ringer's always off.
Yeah. So my ringer's always on.
So I feel like that looks a little suspect too. Yeah. But I hate ringers.
Yeah.
And I can't have them at work and I don't flip it on, or whatever. So you see it light up, I'll be like, oh, that was, so I'll call him back, But I do find myself doing that too. Maybe that's just like a respect thing. But also I feel like once you're getting in that relationship or you're dating that person more seriously, maybe just have the conversation how do we feel about each other's phones? You know what I mean? Like, maybe you set the boundaries and you tell each other, like, well, mine is a hard pass, or mine is like, here's my code, and you can go through it all the time.
In dating, to ask, like, pretty early on, like, okay, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? And that is, especially my things that are boundaries, like, how do you feel about telling the truth? How do you feel about
telling the truth?
Hey, it's one of my boundaries. How do you feel about, cheating? How do you feel about phones? I'm not saying now, but like, what's your stance? And if their stance is, oh, nobody will ever have my code, and I don't care if I'm married, that's a red flag. Yeah. I'm running. I'm never going to, because I'm just not going to be in a relationship.
So long.
Yeah, I'm just
my gosh.
So why even go down that path? Yeah. And then it gets to that point and we go to get married and it's still an issue. What you have now at the beginning, they don't change. People don't change. People are who they are at the core. So don't fall in love with the potential of somebody at all. You have to let them, as the let them theory that we talked about.
Mel Robbins says.
That's right. You have to let them be who they are. And once you see them for who they are,
you decide if you can, you like it or not.
That's right. And then you have the power, and it's okay. Is this something I can live with, or is it something I can't? Most of the time for me now, it's probably, I can't. And so it's time to move on down the road. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's good to have the hard conversations. That's why I like people wait and they have conversations about kids later or whatever. Like, just throw in the phone thing too while you're at it. Hey, how do you feel about this? Because this is how I feel. Yeah. Because for me, like, everybody in my house has my lock code. Like, every kid grabs I give it to everybody all the time. You might see me and you talking crap, but, you hear us right here. Yeah. But, I take pride in that as a mom and as a girlfriend, you know what I mean? Like, to be able to say, yeah, here, sure, take it, and not feel worried when I walk away, or not be like, hey, come on. Like, I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't want to feel like I'm hiding something in a relationship or anything.
No.
And
I don't want to have to be with somebody that wants to hide from me. I just don't want that in my life. No, ma'am. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
Everybody has such, know about the iCloud.
Right.
Know about the iCloud.
You got to delete off all the devices. It doesn't delete.
Don't be shady.
Oh, well,
Don't be shady.
But if you want to be shady.
I'm telling the girls, check all the devices. Check the iPads. Check the,
deleted messages
watches.
On iPhones.
Go to deleted messages. Go to messages. Edit deleted messages, and you're welcome. And go see everything that was deleted.
Right.
Go to recover.
There you go.
Go to photos and go to recover. All
of it.
And see what's in there.
See the things.
And I think they stay for 30 days unless they delete, those, like they would have to do some work. And some people are shady like that, but
so shady.
Do some, if you're ready to
deal with it.
Yeah.
Suffer the consequences.
That was fun.
That was. Okay. Yeah. Well, please follow us on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Got Her Back Podcasts.
And I'm Meg's Unfiltered.
I'm inspired by Carrie.
See ya.
Bye.